Welcome, sir.
Welcome. Yeah. Hi.
Sir, just give me a minute. I'm just calling Mr. Saxena and we'll start right away then.
Welcome. Yeah. Hi.
Sir, just give me a minute. I'm just calling Mr. Saxena and we'll start right away then. Varshney sir, Mr. Saxena is cutting the call. Maybe he's trying to log in. So do you suggest we start off or should we wait for him?
I think we should start because it's already 5 minutes. We are beyond.
Yes, 5 minutes up. Yes, sir. I agree with you. Okay, so we'll start today. A very good afternoon to everybody. My name is Dr. Ritika Kishore Ved, and I'm from Federation of Indian Chambers of Commerce and Industry. I would like to take this opportunity to first of all thank Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, for initiating these research and flagship programs, namely the Asean-India Research Training Fellowship and Asean-India Innovation Platform. FICCI is very proud to be the implementation partner for both these programs. Before we start today's programs, on behalf of FICCI, I would like to welcome Shri Sanjeev K. Varshney, who's the Head of International Cooperation Division, Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, Professor Dato Dr. Faisal Rafiq Mohammed Adikan, who's the Vice Chancellor of University Science Malaysia, Dr. Himmat Pawar, AIRTF host and scientist D of National Institute of Malaria Research, and Dr. Van Fatma Zuhara Van Mustafa, who has been the AIRTF Fellow 2019 and also is the Associate Professor at University Science Malaysia. Also, we thank each one of our attendees today for taking out time to attend this roadshow. So without further ado, I would invite now and welcome Dr. Van Fatma to share her experience as a research fellow in India under the fellowship. Associate Professor Dr. Van Fatma was a winner of the fellowship in 2019, and she has served as an associate professor at the School of Biological Science, University Science Malaysia since 2010. And is currently appointed as the Commonwealth Tertiary Education Facility Director. She received a PhD degree in Ecology and Evolutionary Science from Victoria University, Wellington, New Zealand. She has worked on the implementation of knowledge, best practices, and management in preventing the transmission of vector-borne diseases amongst the public. At the same time, she has also served as the president of the Entomological Society of Malaysia for 2021-22 term. Thank you, Dr. Mustafa, for joining today. The floor is yours now.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Ritika, for a very nice introduction. So I share my PowerPoint. Okay, can't you see it?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, so Assalamualaikum and good evening, everyone. So the Honorable Mr. Niranka Saxena, Deputy Secretary General, Federation of India Chambers and Commerce and Industry, FICCI, the Honorable Professor Dato Dr. Faisal Rafiq Mohammed Adikan, the Vice Chancellor of University Science Malaysia, The Honorable Mr. Sri Sanjeev K. Rashni, Head of International Cooperation Division, Department of Science and Technology, India. Okay, the Honorable Dr. Ritika Kishovet, Deputy Director and Project Manager for India Asian Science and Technology Initiative. The Honorable Dr. Himat Singh Pawar, my host partner, National Institute of Malarial Research, New Delhi, all of the fellow of Asean-India Research Training, and all of the guests. Okay, as an introduction, my name is Fatma from School of Biological Sciences, University of Science Malaysia, and I'm one of the winner of Asean-India Research Training Fellowship in 2019 before the COVID struck in. Okay, before I go further with my experience and training that I have received throughout of my stay at NIMR, so let me share a little bit of few important points. Okay, the first one, why you must apply for this fellowship. Okay, the first point is this is a lifetime opportunity because right now the Indian government has a very huge funding in making this SNT initiative program with the Asian countries, and I was told that there are 50 spots for Asian researcher for this year. Okay, the second one is because of the networking and collaboration that you can make with the Indian scientists and academicians. The third one, of course, because of your academic goals. And you know, this fellowship can contribute to your skill, to your competency, and also increase the quality of your research. And as you know, this fellowship can contribute to the University Myra as well. So, and last is actually the personal achievement is something you can proud of. Okay, and you can test your survival skill as well. Okay, like me during that time, after 8 years of working life, I feel comfortable in my life, but I feel stagnant in my research life. So that is why I apply for this fellowship, because I want a challenge, and actually it's a catalyst to spice up my research life. Okay, we look at the process. Okay, the process you can apply it in either two ways. The first one, you can find the host institution. Okay, we have about 215 Indian host partner in FICI list. Okay, you can check it from the ISTAC government India. So you may contact the host partner and develop the proposal before you apply the fellowships. But for me, I go for the second way is because I already know what I want to do, what kind of training that I want to receive from India. So then I find the host partner. Okay, and then during that time, I consider a few institutions and also universities such as in Mumbai, in Bangalore, and in New Delhi. But at last, I make up my mind to go under Dr. Himat at National Institute of Malarial Research. Okay, the next question is actually what is the best time for you to travel from Malaysia to India? Okay, if you are PhD student, if you are the researcher, you can travel anytime subjected to the approval of your supervisor and your boss. But for academician, I think you can use this opportunity for your sabbatical leave because this fellowship offers for 2 to 6 months, okay, duration. So for another option for academician is you can apply for research leave because each of academician is actually entitled for 2 months research leave every year. And the best time for you to go is actually in mid-July to mid-October. During this time, we have a long semester break and you are not tied with any teaching. So this is my option during my fellowships. Okay, let's look on my professional experience. Okay, I attached with the National Institute of Malarial Research in New Delhi for 2 months. Okay, this is an institute, it's a primer institute under Indian Council of Medical Research, which they receive a mandate to support the National Malaria Control Program, and is also known as the WHO Collaborative Center in Malaria Study. So it's about the same with vector control research unit that we have in University of Science Malaysia, which is VCRU, also a WHO Collaborative Center. But the mandate that we receive from WHO is as a center for the global distribution and also the preparation of WHO test kit. So if you see here, this is a picture of the front gates of an NIMR, okay, the buildings, and then this three picture actually shown the Sector 8 New Delhi is a quiet packed place. Okay, so in terms of my professional experience, my project is entitled Current Status of Insecticide Resistance in Indian Malaria Vector Population. But during that time, I also received a training from Dr. Himat on the detection of mosquito-borne diseases. And now I already optimized my own lab protocol on detection of chikungunya and work closely with the Ministry of Health as in Malaysia, we're having the re-emergence of chikungunya cases in a few states in Malaysia. Okay, Dr. Himat also gave me an opportunity to work closely with Dr. Opising, which is I received intensive training on resistant detection from the molecular lab. And Dr. Opising is actually this guy that wear the plaid shirt. And here is my friend from the molecular lab. Okay, if you see here, the guys in the cap is Dr. Raghavendra. He always represent NIMR in WHO meetings in Geneva, and he is a good friend of our former coordinator of VCRU, Prof. Zairi, and both of Dr. Himat and Dr. Raghavendra actually had visited USM in 2016, but I never met them before because I went for my sabbatical at Keele University, UK. Okay, Dr. Himat actually placed me in the GIS office where I also learned a little bit on GIS from my office mate. Okay, they are not only biologists, some of them is technologists, a person work with IT background and even engineers. So if you see here, the girls here is my good friend Poonam, which helped me a lot during my stay in India, and I'm really blessed to meet such a good people there. Okay, and this is the GIS office meet, and around 4:30 p.m. Before the end of office hour, we always have a chai time, okay, to talk about a lot of things about the research, about the culture between Malaysia and India, and we can buy a chai for 10 rupees, about 20 cents. Okay, and once a week we play badminton as well after office hour, so I must play hard to represent Malaysia, as they expect me to be as good as Lee Chong Wei or Rashid Siddiq. Okay, so where is actually lead us? Okay, before I went to India, my medical entomology lab had found one new KDR mutation at the position A1007G due to the pyrethroid resistant in Aedes mosquito. And of course, it's never been reported before. But I need someone to confirm my sequence before I can publish that paper. I have contact a few person, okay, but the answer is maybe. But I'm so lucky to meet Dr. Opising from NIMR. And after he checked my sequence, he said, okay, Fatma, actually you really found a new mutation point that never been reported in this world. So go and publish it. And he confirmed it because he can confirm it because he had published two papers on the new mutation point of T1520I and also F1534L in Indian mosquitoes. So I managed to publish this paper this year in Scientific Report. So another collaboration that I made is actually I have worked on applying for the Horizon EU grant for 2 million euro, and the Keele University as a host university for this grant because this is EU grant. So I also bring Dr. Himat on board and a few other collaborators from Taiwan, from Indonesia, from Thailand to be together in this project. So the result will only come out in 2022, and please pray for our success. Other than that, other opportunity is actually I also received an offer to become the external examiner from Bharatiya University during my stay there, and then I just finished reading the PhD thesis last week. Okay, so what else I did? Okay, other than that, I used my 2 months time very intensively to redo, to reanalyze, to rewrite and resubmit all the stocks of my manuscripts. And Alhamdulillah, 12 of them has been published in 2020 and 2021 as a corresponding author. What I can say, grab this chance and other benefit will come along later on. All right, As a biologist, we have a special terms actually that we call research R&R, research and recreation. So whenever you do your research, the fun must comes together. So I use my weekend to explore the amazing India. Okay, and I managed to go to Taj Mahal, 7 wonders of the world, the Red Fort, the Indian Gate, the Great Indian Fleets, and also the Agra Fort where Shah Jahan was captured until the end of his life. Okay, my very kind host partner, Dr. Himat, actually had offered me a car together with the driver to visit the Taj Mahal, but I refused because I would like to experience the train ride from Delhi to Taj Mahal area. So I feel it like in Hindustan movie actually, except for no people dancing around. Okay. So as a lady, you might worry about your safety. I understand that because my dean also said, one, are you really want to go to India? It's not safe. But during the stay, I rented a house, which is this one, the red arrow. Okay, this is the place that I stay. Okay, so this accommodation is especially for ladies, and the owner will lock the door at 12 p.m. and open it back at 6 a.m. So this to ensure your safety. So if you ask me what is the normal food that they have every day, is actually the chapati, the roti with the rice, the aloo, and also the dal. Okay, another interesting things about India is I found a very crunchy, delicious jalebi. Okay, and you cannot find this crunchiness of jalebi in Indian street, even in Penang and Kuala Lumpur. And I know a lot of Malaysian like to shop. Okay, there's a lot of sari places around New Delhi, such as Chandni Chowk. Okay, I've been there for like 4 times. Okay, I think I already exceed the given time, and therefore I would like to thanks Vicky and the ST India, especially Radhika and Ritika, the host institution, okay, ICMR and NIMR, Dr. Himat Singh Pawar, GIS LabMate, Dr. Api Singh and Molecular LabMate, University Science Malaysia. For allow me to go there, okay, and Dean of School of Biological Sciences for the recommendation, and my husband, especially Dr. Nick Fazli, because he allowed me to pursue my dream and also willing to take care of our 3 kids. And last, to all applicants, good luck for your 2021 application, and you may contact me through this email if you need any advice on it. So that's it. Thank you. I pass back the session to Ritika.
Thank you, Dr. Wan Fatma. It was, you started with a brief of the fellowship, which was very, very nice to hear from a fellow's mouth directly. And I'm glad you had a good time here and you had a fulfilling research here, and all the best for the sequencing that you are looking forward to. Now, next I welcome Dr. Himmat Singh Pawar, AIRTF host and scientist D at National Institute of Malaria Research, who is also one of the remarkable Indian hosts for the fellowship, to speak about the host and fellow synergies and what each applicant seeks can look forward to under the program. Dr. Pawar's field of research is vector biology and control, especially malaria, dengue, and other mosquito-borne diseases. He has been conducting research on vectors and vector-borne diseases and their control since 1999, and has been trained in various surveillance, entomological, and molecular techniques and implementing them in his research. About 36 projects have been taken up by him with specific questions in vector competence, virus persistence in the system in relation to dengue vectors. His current focus is to develop control tools that are independent of community participation. They should be environmentally safe, cost effective, and sustainable for mosquito control. And Dr. Himmat Pawar.
Thank you for your kind brief, which is it's not so great to hear about self. I'm thankful to Dr. Sanjeev Vashne, Dr. Faisal Rafi, Dr. Ritika, Dr. Wan, you have given me opportunity to speak about this fellowship program. This is actually a very good platform where the FICCI has done, Federation of Indian Chambers and Commerce and Industries. They have done. They have started this fellowship. Hello. Uh, okay. So what I found is this program is unique, and one of the where the Asian countries can have selected fellows for their institute and universities for 2 to 6 months, and where you are looking at the uh, the credentials that Dr. Fatma got after this fellowship. The unique KDR mutation, which was not known to the world, she could be confirmed it here in our institute, because interaction is very important with the scientists, and she was is a good candidate like this you have selected, because she was once she met somebody, and then she can interact very easily, and the people used to be with her always. No, I always saw her whenever I sent her with some of the lab. She was followed up by all the students and scholars. So she was so nice with them, and she used to do a lot of keen research and this kind of thing. Then Dr. Khan Yuan also faced initially she faced some problems, because I was also not knowing how to get her things in a proper way, like what you say is opening her account in bank as a foreign candidate. Then we came to know how to do this. This took time, and that time she was also feeling some like this, how uh, it will be done. And then after that, it happened that it was done. And um, according to my experience with her is that once we interact with the scientists across the ASEAN areas, we know the labs, as she was knowing that where she has to go. Similarly, I also know that where my work will be done. Like I went to their VCRU vector control unit. That was world class facility and WHO collaborating center, from where we purchase the insecticide impregnated papers also. So uh, they are actually very nice people, and they contented, and they want to interact. So there what was the need? The need was to have a platform to get them together. 2 to 6 months is very good thing to be having one kind of interaction between self. So uh, this was my experiences. I'm cutting short my time, because it's my just boarding time. I'll take leave from you. I was waiting. It's over for. So I just stop here because they're calling me. Just okay.
Sir, just if you are, thank you, Dr. Pawar. Just before logging off, I would request
Okay. One photograph of
Sharma.
all. Yeah.
Yes, I'll just take a
Yes.
photograph.
Yes.
Sharma,
Of
sir,
course.
can you please also uh, turn on your camera so that we can take a photograph? Gaurav, can you just highlight on the speakers only, please? Uh, yes. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Pawar. Have a safe flight, and hope something fruitful comes out of the Zika virus surge that you're going to Pune for.
Yeah. We actually we contained the virus in Jaipur also. Now, let's hope that it doesn't spread much here in India.
Yes, sir. Definitely, definitely.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
I now invite Professor Dato Dr. Faisal Rafiq Mohammad Adhikan, Vice Chancellor of University Science Malaysia, to deliver a special address. The Honorable Professor Dato Dr. Faisal has been serving as the 8th Vice Chancellor of the university since 2019. He obtained his PhD in 2007 from the Optoelectronics Research Center at the University of Southampton, UK, specializing in glass-based integrated optical devices. In October 2015, Professor Dato Faisal Rafiq was appointed as Executive Director of University of Malaya's Holdings. He has received awards for Best Lecturer and Excellence in Services, as well as the University of Malaya's Best Administrator Dean Award on several occasions. He has participated in numerous national level committees, including that of the Economic Planning Unit. Professor Dato Dr. Faisal.
Thank you very much for the kind introduction, Dr. Ritika Kishore. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi and good evening to all. The Honorable Shri Sanjeev K. Vashni, who I pronounced that right, Head of International Cooperation Division, Department of Science and Technology. The Honorable Dr. Himat Singh Pawar, who just left us just now. I find it an amazing commitment that someone actually logging in for this particular event from an airport while waiting for his flight. Let's hope that he has a good trip. Fellows of Asean-India Research Training Fellowship, and all guests. Firstly, let me begin by thanking Dr. Ritika Kishore Vaid, Deputy Director and Project Manager of the Indian Asian Science and Technology Initiatives, for inviting me to speak during this virtual roadshow and to honor University Science Malaysia as a roadshow partner to represent Malaysia. And I was told that fellows and also would-be fellows are also following us in other platforms. I think, well, they prepared a speech for me, but listening to Dr. Wan Fatma and also seeing how committed Dr. Himat Singh is, I think that's just an excellent example of this how this fellowship works and will continue to work despite the challenges that we have now with the pandemic. And I'm here to just second the motion in the sense that we would like to encourage everyone to participate in this. I think nowadays research across these multidisciplinary borders and also even state borders or country borders. And this particular fellowship was created based on the encouraging cooperation in science and technology with regards to capacity building and in undertaking or developing research projects aligned with the Asian Indian Science and Technology Development Fund. And we see this, USM sees this as a unique opportunity for its scientists to explore, improve, and create new connections internationally. Currently, we have about 80 nationalities here in USM among students, and our recent move to recruit people under what we call as gig economy saw the recruitment of people from 25 different countries. We'd like to expand that further. I think having a diverse group of academics and students would add to the experience of our students and academics. A lot of interchange in ideas, in insights, and that is always a good thing for a university like USM. And taking the cue on future endeavors, I must also address the tremendous numerous changes and difficulties faced during the time of this pandemic. And now we are actually facing with the variant of COVID-19, and as an institution, USM, we actually expediting people to be vaccinated. I think this is an issue that is a global issue that we are facing. But I'm sure that we can always adapt. I think if you read Jordan Peterson's book, it says difficult is necessary, but we are beings that can adapt over millions of years, and inshallah, I think we will adapt to this as well, and we will actually nail this. And then to conclude, I wish to encourage all academicians from Malaysia who's tuning in or even all over the world, especially those from USM, to apply for this scholarship. I think again, Dr. Wan Fatma has shown that her experience has been extremely productive and fruitful. Not to mention the shopping and also the sightseeing and also the food as well. I've been to India once. We have a collaboration in Belgaum, in the Kartanaka state, if I'm not mistaken, which is about 1.5 hours away from Bangalore. We have our medical program there, international medical program, and I find it fantastic. People there are very committed, very disciplined, and we like to see more of those. I strongly encourage the young lecturers, young academics, to seek this opportunity to build up your research portfolio and to establish international networks. And on that note, I wish to thank the committee again for giving me this time. And I wish the very best to all applicants. It's a fantastic fellowship. And again, I'd like to commend everyone who has been involved over the years. And let's hope for this fun to continue. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Professor Dato, Dr. Faisal. Those are very kind words, and I'm sure that the USM researchers would be further motivated to apply for this fellowship. Now I invite Mr. S.K. Varshne, Head of International Cooperation Division, Department of Science and Technology, Government of India. Mr. Varshne is a scientific officer with Government of India working in the Department of Science and Technology since 1990. Presently, he is responsible for facilitating bilateral, multilateral, and regional scientific cooperation of India with partner countries. He has been contributing to promotion of international scientific cooperation as well as scientific industrial cooperation. He is the Indian co-chair of governing body of Indo-German Science and Technology Center, member in board of directors, Global Innovation and Technology Alliance, and he is member of various governing councils such as the Indo-US Endowment Fund, International Advanced Research Center of Power Metallurgy, and US-India Education Foundation. Varshne sir, please.
Thank you, Ritika. Professor Faisal and Dr. Wan Fatima, you have been very kind, and we heard about experience of Dr. Wan Fatima on this scholarship, and also we heard Dr. Himmat Singh who hosted her. This is a very, very unique platform, which is a win-win situation for participants on both the sides. While researchers, Asian country get exposed to some of the world-class facility in their immediate neighborhood in India, Indian researchers also get benefited by the experience or the challenges being brought to them by researchers from this region. So we are quite excited about this fellowship program, and we would like that more and more researchers make good use of this available opportunity. And I was so excited that Dr. Wan Fatima, out of her visit here, could make a number of good quality publications, which is another dimension of this fellowship, that when you get connected to a newer group, a newer thought, newer approaches, and that results into a good collaboration, which eventually results into some good quality publication or maybe fail. So I congratulate her for this work, and I'm also looking forward that if you not only could advertise it in USM, but also in other Malaysian institutions, it would really be of great help to all of us. And for us, it's an opportunity, win-win situation for both. And I'm sure that people like Dr. Wan Fatima would become long-term ambassadors of both India and Malaysia. And they would bring in some good quality products, research products, to offer in time to come. So I wish all the best, and I look forward for enhanced participation of researchers from Malaysia in this program. And if you feel that there are some challenges or some course correction required by Government of India, please feel free how we could make it more convenient, how this fellowship program uh, could be best utilized. So we look forward for your suggestions also in this regard. And don't get restricted to 241 institution or something. I just read one of the slides. We are open to each and every institution in India as long as you are having a good mentor. So thank you very much and looking forward. Thank you, Ritika.
Thank you, sir. That's right. We don't only have 241 institutes. It's just a suggestive list. And as has been mentioned, so the fellowship can be availed at any of the institutes at India that have been recognized by the government. And as Varshney sir said, that the mentor has to be of caliber that they can, potentially give you the right training that you all deserve while in India. So now we will proceed with the presentation on the ASEAN-India Research Training Fellowship and the ASEAN-India Innovation Platform, followed by questions and answers regarding these programs. Joining us today for the presentation is Mr. R.K. Sharma, who's Scientist F at the International Cooperation Division of Department of Science and Technology, Government of India. In case anyone has any query, please type the same in the chat box on the YouTube link, and we'll take them up after the presentation. So I'll start with the presentation right away. Give me a second, please. I hope I'm visible to everyone. The presentation is visible to everyone?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. So India and ASEAN region have been long-standing strategic partners, and as we all know, have completed 25 years of association. The Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, is the nodal department for execution of the ASEAN-India Science and Technology Cooperation Program from the Indian side, and FICCI is the implementation partner for two of the schemes. The ASEAN-India Research Training Fellowship is a funding program initiated by Government of India to support R&D training and associated project development activities. The fellowship facilitates mobility of researchers from ASEAN member states to work at an Indian research institute of academic excellence. The objective of this fellowship is to promote capacity building for young researchers, encourage mobility of scientists and researchers, leading to knowledge sharing and network building in the field of scientific research. As a spin-off, the awardees may also get an opportunity to get a co-supervisor from India for their PhD or collaborate over a joint research program. In terms of success, in the past 2 years, that is 2018 to 20, the fellowship number that we've received so far is 127 from 8 ASEAN member states. And specifically from Malaysia, we received 51 applications, of which 36 were awarded. And specifically for USM, 4 applications got awarded with this fellowship, with this prestigious fellowship. We hope in this year, the number of applications from this university would definitely increase. The call for application under AIRTF is open till 30th September 2021. Every year, 50 fellowships. I think I'm so sorry. I think this is a, oh, I'll have to stop this sharing. I'm so sorry. This is a wrong presentation that has been put up. Just a minute. This is a wrong presentation that has been put up. Sorry, I think we'll have to start from the beginning. I'm so sorry. I'll just skip through it and I'll come directly to the success so far for the ASEAN-India Research Training Fellowship. As I had mentioned before that we have selected so far 127 applications from, we have received, selected 127 applications from the ASEAN, 8 ASEAN member states, and specifically from Malaysia, we received 51, of which 36 were selected. And from USM, the 4 applications were selected and awarded the prestigious fellowship. So, as I mentioned before, the call for application is open till 30th September 2021, and every year 50 fellowships are awarded to the ASEAN applicants, and the duration of fellowship can be anywhere between 2 to 6 months. And the funding covers return airfare, monthly fellowship, and a one-time contingency amount. These are the 10 ASEAN member states, namely Brunei, Cambodia, Indonesia, Laos, Malaysia, Myanmar, Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, and Vietnam. The field of research for application includes all areas of natural and engineering sciences, including IPR management, technology transfer, commercialization, mathematics, and statistics. Only humanities and behavioral sciences are not covered under this program. As for eligibility, the following is the criteria. Nationality of any of the ASEAN member state is required with the upper age limit of 45 years. The applicant has to have completed the master's degree or equivalent and enrolled in PhD or employed at an R&D or academic institute in their home country and should be fluent in English. These are the steps to apply. It is an online process of application, and the mandatory documents required would include a valid passport, endorsement from the present employer, and acceptance from an Indian host institute. The selection process is a 2-step process. In the first step, once we receive the applications online through the application portal, every application goes through the initial screening process in which the incomplete applications are omitted. And in the second step, the applications are evaluated on merit basis by subject matter experts to finally select the awardees. The result finally is the announcement of the result is made online on the program website, followed by an email notification from our side, and the awardee is required to provide a mutually agreed dates itinerary along with the travel route and approach us to process the travel arrangement. Finally, we come to the value of the award. Round-trip economy class air ticket from home country to the nearest airport of Indian Host Institute, a monthly fellowship of amount of INR 50,000 to cover the accommodation, meals, etc., and a one-time research contingency of INR 40,000 for chemicals, air transfers, etc. For the benefit of the applicants, we have published a suggestive list of 215 recognized Indian Host Institute, but as also as mentioned by Vashne sir, the list is not limited to this. This is just a suggestive list, and it can be considered by the applicants while searching for a suitable Indian Host Institute. However, we are also open for institutes as Indian hosts that are the other institutes as well that are recognized in India. This brings us to the end of the presentation for the fellowship. These are the contact details in case anyone has any query post this roadshow. Please post your query in the chat box simultaneously and we'll address them after the presentation. I'll wait here for a minute so that if anybody wants to write down or take a note of the contact details, they might as well do.
I guess while this page may be
Thank you so
there,
much.
this page of contact detail may be continue to be shown. We can still take some questions if there are in chat box.
Oh, yes, sir. Sir, so should we proceed with the ASEAN-India Innovation Platform or should we take the questions first here for the fellowship?
I think we could take questions first so that we can go to the next stage. How are you planning?
Sure, sir. We can do that. We can do that. So there is a question from Miss Parvati Rajendran, and she has asked, can a Malaysian of Indian origin apply for this presentation? And I would now invite Mr. R.K. Sharma to resolve any queries, answer these questions.
Yeah, thank you, Ritika. So, what's the question?
So this question is from Miss Parvati Rajendran. She has asked, can a Malaysian of Indian origin apply for this fellowship?
No, the applicants must have the citizenship or passport of any of the ASEAN member countries. Origin may be Indian, but if she is holding a Malaysian passport or Malaysian citizenship, she can apply.
Sure, sir. Sure. The next question is from Ranjeta Pubati. And how do we apply for the fellowship and what are the participating institutions? So, Ranjeta Pubati, I understand that you have gone through the presentation right away that I had just shown, and the steps to apply for the fellowships are there. That has been shared, and the participating institutions, as has been mentioned, can be any Indian host institute that has been recognized by Government of India. So these are the only questions that we have till now. If there are any, we'll take up after the presentation of the ASEAN-India Innovation Platform.
Sure.
With your permission, I'll start with the Innovation Platform presentation. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. So ASEAN-India Innovation Platform is another flagship initiative of Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, and the product platform for which for this platform has been developed by FICCI. Both India and ASEAN have been partners for a long time in the field of trade and investments. In fact, leveraging the geographical proximity through land and water, this association is driven by the necessity to work towards the joint objective to become efficient and self-sustainable. The ASEAN-India Innovation Platform is a major element of the ASEAN-India Science and Technology Development Fund, which is AISTDF, which is a part of ASEAN-India Science and Technology Collaboration that is called as the ISTIC. The platform brings together all modes of facilitating technological, innovation, and economic growth under one umbrella. The aim of the initiative is to encourage innovative exchange, technology transfer, knowledge sharing, and trade facilitation between India and ASEAN member states. This online technology bank is made accessible to all innovators, entrepreneurs, startups, business groups, and other institutions to explore the possibilities between India and ASEAN countries to collaborate and work together for sustainability and economic security through technology transfer and commercialization. The Asean-India Innovation Platform includes 3 smaller platforms. That is the product innovation handled by FICCI, social innovation handled by National Innovation Foundation, NIF, and research innovation that is handled by NRDC. The product innovation platform, which has been developed by FICCI, includes all technology-led, product-driven, low-cost, affordable, and scalable solutions to be showcased on the online platform. The related facilitation of knowledge and technology transfer, commercialization, and collaborative R&D shall also come under the actions of product innovation platform. Till date, we are proud to have hosted 300 Indian technologies from 26 industrial sectors that have been uploaded on the online innovation platform, which are significant to both Indian and ASEAN region and are open for technology transfer. The objective of the ASEAN-India Innovation Platform is to facilitate technology transfer and commercialization of innovative technologies, to facilitate knowledge exchange and contacts between innovators, entrepreneurs, and startups of India and ASEAN member states. During the COVID pandemic, we have enlisted more than 3,300 medical and 2,300 non-medical products and technology on the portal. Through this presentation today, we are soliciting innovative technologies from Malaysia that have been recognized by a government authority and are seeking Indian partners to apply for the innovation platform. These are some of the activities that come under the scope of the innovation platform. Number 1 is to facilitate technology transfer and commercialization between ASEAN and India. Second, updating the online bank of innovative technologies from both regions. The third is organizing workshops related to technology commercialization, marketing strategy, IP management, etc., and seminars and other training programs, and also linking of existing innovation networks that are present in India and the ASEAN member states. One of the main scope of work under this platform is to organize the annual India ASEAN Innotech Summit. The first summit was held in Delhi in the month of November 2018, and the second summit was held in partnership with the Department of Science and Technology, Philippines, again in the month of November 2019. So these are some of the highlights from the second Innotech Summit that was organized with Department of Science and Technology, Philippines. And it was attended by approximately 100 ASEAN delegates and from 8 member states, including startups, entrepreneurs, industry, government, and academia. This brings us to the end of the presentation. Before I close today, I would like to once more urge the entrepreneurs and startups in the audience seeking innovative technologies for commercialization to review the enlisted technologies on the platform and submit a proposal for such collaboration with Indian companies to us. Thank you. And now we'll be taking any other questions from these 2 programs. And as I mentioned, we have Mr. R.K. Sharma, who will be here to answer any of your queries. So we have a question from Mohammed Sabri bin Mohammed. And the question is, what is the maximum age to apply for this fellowship?
It's 45 years of years on the date of submitting the application.
Yes.
45 years.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So there are no other questions that are coming up on the YouTube link. While just a minute, I'll just go through it once more to have a final view and let you know. Yes. Sir, so we don't have any more questions here. I would like to now close this session. And I would like to also apologize on behalf of Mr. Nirankar Saxena, and who could not join us today because he was in another meeting, and he has profusely apologized for his absence today. And but still, I am on his behalf and on behalf of FICCI, I would like to thank Professor Dato Dr. Faisal and Dr. Van Fatma and Vashne sir and Sharma sir for taking out time today to attend this webinar and also inform sensitize the Malaysian community about these two programs. Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Ritika.
Thank you, sir.